right from the get-go, everybody wanted to push the envelope. How do we render the 80s in a very exciting manner? You know, like it had that 80s flair, but also something that was tasteful.
Singapore was just not looking like the 1980s anymore. So we had to go abroad. Like the nearest place we could think of was Malaysia.
We had so many scenes, and our character, he's actually a fugitive and he travelled to different countries. He went to New York, he went to Japan, he went to London, UK. We found many different spaces, and for the part where Peter Tam is in Japan, we made it seem like it's a hotel, you know, in a risky area of Japan.
We are really thankful to actually have really great locations. Very difficult because it's just purely our own imagination as well. We do have references from the Singapore team, but it was also difficult to find an actual spot for it.
It really brings you back to that space in the 80s, you know, in terms of the set design, costuming, the look that they assign to us.
For CAID, we had this more private investigator, a little bit more Gotham City-like vibes for it. And for the stock exchange, this had a lot of like great footage and images that we wanted to stay true to. And for the Singapore press holdings, I think what we're envisioning is something a little bit more warmer, more industrial, but also we have a little bit of like creative touches that we want to add up so it doesn't look too similar to the other offices.
A lot of things we only can find online, and then to find the right things, we need to go to a lot of ways, like asking people, and then go to retro shops to find the details, and then manufacturers of the things.
It was nice talking to people who hoard all these things for all these years and like have them like tell us stories from back then.
Every single detail was thought of, even like stationery on the office tables were like changed just to make it a bit different for every different character.
The space, the environment, all the tools that we got to work with naturally help us to immediately, you know, feel like we are back in time. So doing my job was so easy. I mean, look, these are so interesting.
In the 80s, people like to wear bigger clothes than their size. One size bigger than whatever the size they're wearing. That made me much easier to get. You know, if you say you are size S, I'll get size M, so you can fit into it. To follow the era when everybody starts to wear bigger clothes, baggy clothes. You can see some with plain and some with stripes and some with patterns. Depends on their color, what is their background. Like stripes on Kun Swan, why? Because he's more relaxed, he's more the man of the house, so he got to wear things like that. I love Peter's character because again, he's kind of like a flamboyant man, so he can wear fashion clothes a bit.
I wanted to go crazy with the 80s look, but because these actors are portraying professionals, I couldn't really go too wild. For the men's hair, back in the day, Real Cream was the it product that gave off a really nice shine, but still kept the hair in place. The scene I enjoyed the most will probably be where I could do makeup for the women that Conrad had dates with, because they were the characters where I could go almost all out.
I saw it as an anamorphic visual that's quite immersive. The biggest thing that I wanted to explore was also a very handheld feel. So it gives a little bit of a documentary edge to it. In the middle of it all, Jeevan was also saying, okay, why don't we use zooms for it? It was a very good idea on his part because it lent a very documentary feel to the whole drama.
Jeevan and our editor Andy really mulled over the editing. They were seeking this balance of getting hard technical information across succinctly, while still maintaining the drama, tension and suspense in the story. You know,
with its financial crime genre and storyline, you would be surprised that we had to use VFX for certain scenes. There's the electronic trading boards, and then of course there's also the news footage that you see on the television. So VFX is usually used elsewhere to heighten visuals, but in our case we use VFX to maintain the realism of the 1980s.
The actual profiles showed up on set, and it was nice to capture that moment of like nostalgia that you saw in their face, that quiet moment, like, you know, we were able to transport them into a certain place.
I think y'all are doing a good job of bringing up history. As a result, it will stay in people's memories for a while.
You know, when you bring up history, there are always lessons to be learned. The future generation should know about it.
It's a fantastic thing. I mean, I'm going back in time, right up to 1985. I'm so glad you did it.
Wendy, oh, I thought you want to be here.
Did you come here barefooted all the way from America?
Shut up, I came straight from the airport. Where is he? He's sleeping.